Yo, what's up, street dogs? More thoughts. All right, so this one is about like economic philosophy. So, like, why is it that there hasn't yet been, in my opinion, any really good economic philosophers? And it seems that all economists that I personally know lack a brain and common sense, and then they try to legitimize their economic claims by making up big words like time discounted value, blah blah, and they try to turn to math, which is not. Yeah, I think the big thing to consider about economics is, yeah, essentially it's all philosophy. So, example, like the worth and the value of time, right? Like being stuck in traffic, not being stuck in traffic, your health, sun exposure, whatever's. I was randomly thinking about Fight Club today, and like even considering how Tyler Durden, the nerdy one, is stuck inside a cubicle all day with ugly fluorescent lighting and ugly fluorescent lighting and whatevs. So yeah, and I think nobody wants to be stuck indoors all day. And yeah, so then the question is like, what kind of privileges do we seek? I mean, I think a basic privilege that we seek is, I think what we really want is, we want to be able to be out in the world. So I think the ultimate happy, free-spirited, prosperous person would just like essentially never be stuck in the office or be stuck in any boring meetings at all. And it's like, if you gotta do work or stuff, right, just do it on your iPhone or iPad, just out and about. And also a thought too I had is, it's far superior to rent in a very, very great neighborhood, desirable area, very walkable, than to own in like a not great area or even like a moderately good area. Because ultimately, like, what is privilege, what is happiness? To me, it's just like living a maximally pedestrian friendly lifestyle, not being stuck in traffic. And certainly there are certain things about being stuck in traffic that we can't help. However, I mean, if you have the option, trying to structure your life where you're not stuck in traffic seems like a wise path too. So, I mean, depending on your life, your lifestyle, your work schedule, whatever, like being able to plan around traffic seems like a good idea. Another funny thought too is, nothing good happens after 8 p.m. So just the virtues of sleeping early, like, I'm starting to think more and more maybe the best strategy is just to sleep super effing early and also wake up super effing early, so at least you could dodge traffic and stuff like that. Like, kind of like, yeah, the good thing about the morning is not as traffic and stuff like that. And yeah, like other things too is it's like, is it better to buy cheap stuff or to buy expensive stuff, right? That's another philosophy. One economic philosophy which is interesting for Elon Musk is his notion of the idiot index, which is like the pure cost of things minus the cost of the thing, retailing versus the pure cost of the materials. And actually, this is where it's still kind of like maybe a good idea to just buy cheap stuff on Amazon and stuff like that, because the shipping process is way faster, and also the return process is much easier if you don't like it. And if the logo or the stuff is ugly, you could just tape it over, blank out the logo. And contrary to what we think, I think honestly a lot of this like rando made in China stuff, actually the quality is actually still pretty good too. I think nowadays kind of like the biggest scam is probably like, I don't know, iPhone Pro. It's like just like yeah, it's just too expensive. And yeah, maybe that's also and also like try to think about environment. So even some other thoughts too is, if if you had all the money in the world and you just built yourself a really good garage gym or backyard gym, I mean, if you watch a Ronnie Coleman documentary, he still prefers going to just like the local shitty gym, right? Because I think we humans, we still do have a passion to occupy other spaces. So you wouldn't want to own a castle on the high hill or the sky and just never have the privilege to be able to leave or exit. I think true happiness is having the freedom to be mobile, aka walking around. And I think people think happiness is like money and buying stuff, but to me happiness is more about health, how well you sleep, also just the happiness of your family. Like prioritizing the happiness and well-being of your family seems to be probably the most critical thing onto happiness. I think the way that capitalism and consumerism works is if I work super hard and make X amount of money and I buy this thing, then it'll bring me happiness. But certainly that's not true. Some other economic thoughts, it's like it's so much cheaper to buy meat than vegetables. So anyone who's like, oh, plant-based, I'm like, scammers. Because plants are funny because they're cheap to produce and then you can sell them for a lot, so they have high profit margins. Meat is actually a very not a profitable industry, and you can't just grind up a bunch of cows to make just like pea protein powder, right? So the economics is not as good. And I think if you want to save money, become more demigod goals, right? It's a 100% carnivore diet, super easy, right? It's beef, lamb, organ meats, beef liver. And beef liver is like so cheap. You get for like $1.99 a pound or $2.99 a pound at the local meat market, or go to the Mexican meat market. Beef neck bone you get for like $1.99 a pound, 99 cents a pound, instant potted. And I think actually the big critical issue that a lot of people make, especially millennials, is that like we're seeking to like eat the world's most tasty stuff rather than considering what is it gonna do to our physiology and like how jacked and swole can you get. And I think for me also, my personal happiness and joy comes from innovation and creativity, entrepreneurship, I suppose. So to discover non-standard solutions. Also, like for example, my recent like sandbag training. I'm still kind of getting my feet wet in it, so I'm not 100% sure how I really feel about it. I might still do some gym hopping and stuff like that. But once again, the big issue in LA is you kind of need to low-key plan your life around traffic, because any extra minute that you're sitting on your butt is probably not good for your health and physiology and happiness. But then again, like I guess even if you're stuck in traffic, you could always just be vlogging from your phone like I'm doing right now. So other silly things that people do is they sacrifice their health for more money and productivity, and they don't sleep, they eat poorly, not enough sun exposure, etc. So simple solutions to become happier: spend maximum time in the direct sun. If it's cold outside, then just go to the gym, hit the hot sauna. Hot sauna is where it's at. I would say exercise at least once every day, however you define exercise, whatever you like. Don't watch media. Media is bad. It's like media is like kind of like pornography for the brain. I mean, pornography is not bad. I think it's fine. I mean, you want to do it, that's cool. But then I think it's like, think about it, like let's say the average American watches 1 to 2 hours of media a day. Like that's 1 or 2 hours you could be like, at the gym lifting weights, at the park working out, getting some sunlight. Like my solution is, if you're gonna watch a movie or a TV series, just like download to your iPad Pro or your iPhone Pro, and just watch it while you're out in public in the direct sun and walk around. Like, I actually watched the original Apple TV Foundation series just on my iPhone when I was just like walking around the block. This is when Sen was still small, I was still not with him. So yeah, ultimately, economic philosophy. Pave and innovate your own economic theories and share them with others.